Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video and another episode of my F1 2019 career mode here today, and we are back for round 7 for the Canadian Grand Prix. We took a little bit of a day off yesterday doing something different, and the video I posted was actually my attempt to try and qualify for F1 esports next year. If you guys want to watch it, then you can go watch the video, guys, by clicking the card in the top right hand corner of the screen. There will also be a link to the past episode at Monaco. So if you want to go watch that race, guys, I urge you to do so before you come back to this one, because it was a pretty spectacular episode. With that being said, we are here at Canada and we have dry conditions and also a quadruple upgrade on the car this weekend. 3 of them up for performance, the other one is for reliability, and overall very happy with that one. 2 air upgrades and 1 power upgrade, and one of the aero ones is actually for drag reduction, so we should hopefully have a little bit of an improvement in straight line speed. You can see we take a massive step towards Toro Rosso there in the R&D graph, and we really closed the gap, and finally we're starting to show a little bit of competitiveness, and they're starting to get this Williams off the bottom of the table and starting to close up to the midfield teams, which is exactly what we need to be and exactly what we need to do. So overall, looking forward to this weekend, and I'm excited for the future as well, because we seem to be progressing really nicely with this car at the minute, and I'm actually quite enjoying this career mode. You know, I'm surprised considering how bad this car is. I'm actually quite enjoying the challenge of it, and again this weekend we're using 110% AI difficulty like we did in the last one at Monaco. I'm going to try and stick with that as long as I possibly can, but I believe for the next race at Paul Ricard I'm going to have to go down to at least 108, because that's one of the AI's strongest tracks. It's probably top 2 along with Japan, but nonetheless, let's focus on this weekend. And you can see on screen right now we have a very worn out ICE pushing, you know, above the 70% region going into qualifying, and the rest of the engine of course is quite worn as well, but the ICE is the one that's kind of screaming for help, and we're going to try and push through this weekend and try and do the race on that worn ICE, and fingers crossed if we get through this race then we'll be okay and we'll be on target to hit our engine permutation for the rest of the season. So I want to try and force it through this race. It is a power circuit, which isn't ideal, but we're going to continue on and push through nonetheless, and hopefully we can try and have a good weekend regardless, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, overall practice was decent. You know, the new parts worked well. We scored, I believe, 340 out of 355 possible points, so a nice bit of R&D points into the bank, and hopefully we can add some more to that over qualifying and also the race, and potentially hitting our race bonus as well in our contract. But first of all, let's jump into qualifying and see how we get on. We're going to go for 2 runs in this session, and my best run was actually my first one, but unfortunately for us we're going to encounter a little bit of trouble as we jump into qualifying. It's not going to exactly be smooth sailing, and you'll see exactly what happened as we now move into qualifying.
Hope you're sitting comfortably, mate. We've got a sensor issue and we're going to be stuck here for a while as we fix it.
So yeah, not ideal, and sensor issue to kick things off in qualifying, but we do, the time goes by, time elapses, and we move on to around 10 minutes to go, and we're going to set our best lap in this qualifying session. So let's see where we go in the pecking order. Straight away, turns 1 and 2, it's all about kind of taking a big chunk out of turn 1, sacrifice the exit to really open up turn 2, because it's important to get a good run out of here as we now go down towards 3 and 4, throwing the car in through the right and then the left, carrying the speed beautifully down the hill, and then flat out through 5, and sector 1 draws to a close. We now brake hard for a left-right chicane this time. This one's probably the AI's strongest point on the entire track. They get perfect traction through here, whereas I have to kind of ease the throttle in, and I lose about 2-3 tenths of a second to be fair, just through that corner exit alone, as we now go into a right-left chicane. This time a little bit late on the first right-hand. I missed my apex slightly. I like to take a lot more curb on the inside if possible, and now down towards the hairpin, braking as the 100-meter board appears on the left-hand side, down to first gear, and then try to get the power down as soon as possible here to get the maximum straight line speed on the back straight. Using some overtake ERS mode as we hit 7th gear to maximise the top end speed. You can hear the engine rattling away because of the worn ICE. It sounds like a bag of nails in certain corners, but we're going to try and push through as we now go into the final chicane, throwing the car in and not trying to cut the corner or run too wide on the exit. That's nice and tidy, and overall it's a pretty decent opening lap, and a good account of myself on my first one. It's going to be a P18 for us ahead of Raikkonen and just behind Lance Stroll, but that was the best I could do unfortunately for us, and the reason being is because of my second run we was doing okay. I actually took out a little bit of front wing and actually reduced it a bit, and that gave me some understeer. I ran wide and cut the corner, and that's going to validate my final attempt. I actually I finished the lap anyway, just out of curiosity, and I actually found 2 tenths of a second, believe it or not. So I reckon there was at least 2 tenths in my pocket, which I could have definitely pushed with, but ultimately we got pushed down to P20 behind Robert Kubica, and we're going to start from the back of the grid here at Canada after qualifying, and Robert was quicker than me here today. But I think, like I said before, There's about 2.5 tenths in my pocket, which I could have done, and on a perfect lap, I reckon 3 tenths could have been possible. But overall, we are struggling here, and the grid's very close. If you look at Ricciardo upwards, it's very, very close. So yeah, overall, not much more we could have done, and that's qualifying in the books. We're now going to move into the race for round 7 for the Canadian Grand Prix. Let's jump into it.
We're back once again beside the St. Lawrence River here in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The event first moved to a variant of this track back in 1978. It was won by none other than Gilles Villeneuve, the first Canadian to ever win his home race, and in whose honour the circuit would be renamed. We'll be seeing top speeds of around 210 miles an hour here at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, with around 2/3 of the lap taken at full throttle. High-speed chicanes spell potential danger, especially at the infamous Wall of Champions. And watch out for overtaking into the hairpin and the final chicane. Alongside me once again for coverage of today's race, it's none other than the great Anthony Davidson. Can we begin by having a chat about Sergio Perez? As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to a power unit component change. So it's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Sebastian Vettel, and Gasly, Magnussen, Raikkonen, Hülkenberg, and Carlos Sainz. Grosjean, Norris, Daniel Kvyat, and Albon, Ricciardo, Stroll, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Robert Kubica, Martinez, and Sergio Perez completes our grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, so here we are then on the grid for the Canadian Grand Prix, starting from P19 as someone got a penalty behind us, so we do get promoted slightly further up the grid. In terms of the strategy though, it's an interesting one because it seems like in the past, and also, you know, from my races here, a 2-stop is actually faster than a 1-stop, and I've tried the 1-stop before, and the tyre degradation is horrible. The tyres just disappear. And originally I was recommended soft, medium, medium. I'm going to change this around though. I'm going to try and flip it on its head, and I'm going to try and run a medium, soft, soft. So we're going to do a few changes into the strategy, and we're going to see if we can run this instead, because I think this would be a better strategy for us, and I think we can have a better race with this. So there we're going to change it around that way. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that will be better for us. All these tyres are fresh, so we're going to have all of these to use, and hopefully the longer we stay in the race with the mediums in the first in, we'll hopefully get rewarded for that at the end of the race on the soft tyre. Fuel-wise, we're going to run 1 extra lap of fuel, and overall that's the target and that's the plan this race. I can't see points happening, unfortunately, for us. I think that's a bit out of the question, but we can try our best to just try and finish the race as hard as possible. And, you know, if push comes to shove, let's just try and focus on beating our teammates. So let's jump into it and let's see if we get on. It's time for round 7 for the Canadian Grand Prix. Right, here we go. Let's try and get a good start here. Building up the revs for the 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go here at Canada. Stroll looking to get the power down there. Perez behind on soft tyres, getting a good launch. We're going to go down the inside of Giovinazzi here at turn 1. A little bit tight on the curb, but we do make the move. Gio is in the medium, so it's important to get past. We get the power down nicely, and we get in front of the Alfa Romeo. As Kubica off to a good start there, challenging Lance Stroll here. Both of those guys on soft tyres. Stroll getting a poor exit. We're going to be on the outside. Can we take the inside for the next corner? Yes, we do. We're just going to try and shove Stroll off. Stroll keeps his car in there though. A little bit of contact as we get sent wide. I'm going to have to cover the inside here as we go down towards the next corner. I'm brave on the brakes though on the mediums, and we stay in front. P17. Stroll loses time behind, that's good news. All the AI cars very slow into the hairpin here, which is good as well. It's going to help me out. Good exit from us. Okay, looks like our straight line speed's pretty poor. That worn engine is going to affect us quite badly. But lap 1 draws to a close, and it's a good start for both myself and my teammate Robert Kubica, as we're P16 and P17. He's on softs, I'm on mediums, different strategies here. So let's see how we progress in this race, but so far, so good. But an okay exit there, but Stroll is going to get the run. The AI are just so good on traction out of that right-hander. I can never get it. Like, I mean, my exits are fine from what I can do, but the AI are just so OP on traction through there. They're able to keep it flat out, and I can't get nowhere near flat, not even in the Mercedes. So that's going to be a struggle of ours. We'll race along that DRS zone on the back straight. It's going to really hurt us. Other than that, we're okay, I think. We've got good pace elsewhere. I think we're going to burn through a lot of fuel in the RS this race, though, because we are down on straight line speed, and I'm running 5.5 wings, which is the lowest I've ran all weekend. Okay, looks like the racing points behind have started to battle, Perez and Stroll, and there's a huge scrap kicking off here, but this is giving me a chance to save fuel in the RS, which is good, because I used quite a lot in that start phase trying to stay in front of the racing points on the straights. Double DRS zone here, so we won't lose DRS on the next straight, even though we drop off the pace a bit. Multiple cars going wide here. This is going to be very interesting. We've got to be careful with this. Kubica's slow. We're going to slip past. We're going to cash in on that, giving Kubica a bit of a squeeze. Late on the brakes, as late as I can be without hitting the car in front. Around the outside of Robert here. There we go. And we're past our own teammate. That's good. That's the best we can hope for. Now we've got both Toro Rossos here side by side. I have to back out there. I was going to lose my front on the brakes again there. Kubica back around the outside. He's tempted to go for it. I'm going to run very wide on purpose to stop him from trying to go the long way around on me there. Let's try and follow these cars as long as we can. That's going to help us out. So far so good. We're saving up a nice bit of fuel in the RS behind these guys, and also crucially not using the ICE, which is good. Just trying to follow them, and
looking really good. You're managing it well.
It's working well for us. We're not wasting time. We're not losing time. Might be under pressure here from my own teammate if I'm not careful. Just going to have to turn the engine up a little bit, but we are saving fuel in the RS whilst in this train, which is good. That's what we want. It's going to be better for a long-term chances this race. But so far we're hanging in now in this medium tyre, which is what I wanted. Oh, side by side here. Albon and a Toro Rosso. Albon gets a poor exit. Sorry, Albon and a Haas, I meant. We're going to try and get past. It seems like Grosjean is a bit slow. So we get past both Toro Rossos there. Tactical double overtake, completely unexpected, but we make it work. Now can we get past Grosjean here, this lap, with DRS? Is he struggling with his car possibly? And can we get past and actually stay in front? That's going to be the real question. Okay, I just managed to hold on to Grosjean's DRS. We're going to turn the engine up here just to try and close the gap a bit, and also pull away from the cars behind at the same time. Can we get the run here through the final chicane? On the Haas. I'm always very good through here, good exit. A little bit too far back I think to really challenge, but the good thing is that we're pulling away from Albon behind. Personal best, and we're starting to pull away from DRS, which is important. So let's keep pushing. Okay, Albon's picked up the pace this lap. Luckily for me, I'm still hanging in there with Grosjean. Good pace, and we're keeping him at range. Seems like Albon's actually pulled away from Kvyat. I'm definitely close enough this time to challenge Grosjean through the final corner. DRS open. Can we make the move on the Haas? We don't really have that good straight line speed. We're going to try it though. Around the outside. Yes, there we go, inside for turn 2. On the power nice and early. And there we go, we're through. For now at least. Can we stay in front, or will Grosjean instantly repass? The problem is this next DRS zone is where I'm terrible. Like I mentioned before, the traction I get out of here is just not good. I struggle compared to the AI. That wasn't too bad. I might just be able to stay in front here. Yes, we will. That's fine. Here comes Grosjean though, down towards the hairpin. I'm going to go long, deep on the brakes on purpose to get the exit that I want. Hopefully we've got enough. That's a very good exit from us. We might just have enough to stay in front. I think we do. There's a racing point I think behind him trying to make a way through. But we stay in front, we don't get challenged into the chicane, and I can pull away now. Job done. We'll take that. Here comes Grosjean. No chance this time. He's got a much better exit. We're going to hold the inside though and stay in front for now. And that's going to actually give him a pretty poor exit. So I shouldn't be challenging to the hairpin. I'm going to run deep again on purpose to get the exit that I want, to stay in front. We can keep doing this. There we go, that's a good exit. A little bit of overtaking, we should be okay. I should do it. Job done. I just need the cars behind us start battling amongst each other. As we've got cars in the pit lane here, I've just realised for the first time. So we're going to make up a few places.
Robert is in the pits. Robert in the pits.
There's a Red Bull of Max Verstappen, I want to say. No, Pierre Gasly. We rejoined just behind him. So we were briefly into the top 10. Very briefly, but let's keep going. Okay, Grosjean pits in. No, he stays out, but a few others behind him do pit in.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
We're going to briefly jump up to 8th place here. So we've got a car leaving the pit lane. Looks like it's Kevin Magnussen and the other Haas. We're going to rejoin just in front. It'd be nice if the Haas cars battled amongst each other. That would help me out.
On Hulkenberg, they have some kind of mechanical problem.
Okay, and he's behind us. So hopefully he can help me out somehow. Can we stay in front here? I'm trying to get a good exit. Not bad. Might be good enough. Yeah, I think it will be. Oh, just brushing the wall there as Grosjean pits in. Here comes Magnussen. We're not going to fight this one. He's on fresh rubber. Fresh softs to be exact. We're just going to let him go. And try and keep the time loss to a minimum. Next car behind us is Giovinazzi on the same tyre, so it's important to stay in front of him. Okay, we're going to pit in. That's scheduled pit stop lap for the mediums. On to another set of mediums. Let's turn the engine down. Okay, also down. There we go. That's a good entry. No speeding. Giovinazzi stays out for a little bit longer, surprisingly, in the Sauber Alfa Romeo, so that's going to take some pressure off from behind. Let's see where we rejoin. We're going to be on fresh mediums once again, running those soft tyres at the end.
Complete, go now.
Not a good stop, 2.5. There's a massive gaggle of cars here. It's going to be close. If we can rejoin in front of at least one or two of them, that'd be great.
Okay, you only have to stop once now. One stop left.
Looks like we're not. We're going to rejoin right in the thick of it. We're going to split the Toro Rossos and rejoin just behind Alexander Albon. That's fine. We're on a different strategy. Slightly fresher tyres as well. Seems like Grosjean's still struggling. He's on the soft tyres, but he's not really doing that well for pace. That's risky. Very risky. Oh, we had to get off the throttle there. Had to get off the gas. That's going to invite Kvyat behind us to go for the move. Uh-oh, I'm right in the middle here. This ain't good. I've got to try and steer cautiously. Power down. Getting a good exit. We're going to switch to the left. We've got DRS. Did I get any wing damage? No, I didn't. Let the engine rev up. Let's get the tow. Albon goes defensive quite heavily right at the end. We've managed to get in front though. Can we get Albon here into turn one? You're giving everything we got at the engine.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon.
I tried to squeeze him on the exit there, but he wasn't having none of it. But we do get past and make the move on the fresh rubber. Important move to make. Now can we pull away and shake him off? Do we have the pace? Let's find out. Okay, the new tyres feel fantastic. We've got good pace now. We're starting to pull away. Personal best. Let's keep it going. Okay, Giovinazzi pits in. He's gone for the soft tyres. Different strategy there. Personal best again. Let's see which strategy prevails at the end, but it could be interesting. Okay, so Hulkenberg in front of us. The struggling Nico Hulkenberg, who's just been overtaken by Lance Stroll. Let's try and catch up to him and make up another position. At the minute I'm trying to find a balance between pace and saving up some fuel in the ERS because we are struggling to pick up our first track extension of the race there. I'll be careful with those.
They're speeding up again, so I expect they fixed whatever the problem was.
Or not, never mind, there goes our opportunity as Hulkenberg. How convenient, as we catch up to the back of him, he's speeding up again. Alexander Albon here looking to challenge me to the brake zone. Around the outside, we're going to have to go defensive. little bit of contact there, makes me cut the corner a bit as a consequence, but we stay in front. Albon's pretty close this time. I've got to turn the engine up. He goes to the inside. Giovinazzi's not too far behind either on the soft tyres. He's responding. We've got the toe, but it's no use. Albon has the DRS. I've got to be careful not to get gobbled up by Giovinazzi here. Into turn 1. Let's try and follow Alexander Albon as long as we can here. But now Gio is going to be the threat from behind. Okay, comes Giovinazzi. He's got DRS. He doesn't go for it though, which I thank him for, because that would have ruined my line through this corner. And it means we can still stay within DRS of Alexander Albon here. If I can just get a good run through the hairpin, a good exit, I may be able to re-overtake Albon before Gio challenges me. I've managed to save some fuel in ERS in the process. Here we go, DRS open. I might be too far back for the first one, but we'll definitely get him out of the final corner. On the brakes, nice and smooth. On the power, a little bit of oversteer on the exit there, got to be careful with that, but you catch it though. We'll go to the outside. Return the favour. Outside of 1, inside for 2. Put the squeeze on, and there we go, we're back past. Hopefully now Gio can overtake Albon. That'd be a good time for me now, for him to get challenged. Here we go, Gio and Albon side by side now. That's what we want. Good run through there from me, a little bit of a track extension, but somehow we didn't get penalised for it. But they lose time. And dare I say, they've dropped out of the DRS range from me. Let's keep pushing, now's a good time to pull away. Yellow flag behind. Looks like it's a Haas.
Okay, clear.
Let's keep an eye on it. Grosjean retires.
Grosjean, it looks like the problem is terminal. They're retiring the car.
Will there be a VSC or a safety car from it? Seems like there won't be. As Gio has now made the move on Albon now. Gio there almost went for the move. Cars in the pit lane. We jump up to P12.
Robert is coming in for a stop.
Surprisingly, some cars running the hard tyre. Norris onto the set of hards. That could definitely pay dividends for us later on the soft tyre. I think our battle this race is going to be with Giovinazzi, because he's going to be another set of softs after this, like myself. So we're going to be battling each other the entire race long. So the longer I keep him behind right now, the more race critical it's going to be. So let's try and do a job here and try and keep behind. But that's a poor run through there. Struggling on the change of direction. Here comes Giovinazzi. He's got the momentum. He gets by for now. Lock up on the front right. We're just going to try and follow him for now. And maybe repass him with the ice on the back straight. Try and stay within range, preferably. That's why I haven't used up.
Moving to mix 2. Fuel to mix 2.
That's why I haven't used up all my ERS deployment, because I can use it here and also out the final corner. Right then, let's try and return the favour then and get back past. He's going pretty well, to be fair. I'm not going to pass him just yet. I'm going to wait until after the final corner. Throw the car in on the power. That's Albon pits. Now we turn it up to the inside.
Approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
There we go, job done. Re-overtake complete. Back up to P10 now, into the points. Let's keep doing that for a little bit longer. I think we're putting in next lap. Oh, sorry, in 2 laps time, lap 26, I think. Here comes Gio. He's going to go to the outside. And lay on the brakes, and we easily defend that. No problem. He's going to re-challenge. I'm trying to save fuel, get back on target because I'm quite low. So I want to have some for the final stint, of course, when we battle. And now's the time to save, not when we're on the fresh tyres.
The effects of the tyre deg are going to kick in soon. We should be alright for the time being, but you will start to find it a bit more slippery out there.
Right, this time Gio's going to get me quite easily. Or not. We went defensive, but he doesn't commit. So we stay in front again, no complaints. Right then, last lap on these tyres, let's make it a good one. I've got to save ERS as well, I'm low.
Pit window open. Let's box this lap.
Oh, I really struggled there for some grip. Here comes Gio. And that Racing Point is coming through as well. I've got to try and go around the outside, and somehow Gio lets me back through. I was just trying to hang around the outside of the Racing Point, and in the process I managed...
Remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach.
In the process I managed to get back past the Racing Point. They both get a poor exit as a consequence of going side by side, but Perez is going to absolutely blast past that Racing Point. A missile on the straight. Somehow though, he doesn't go for the move again. We're going to pit in though. Get it all slowed down. There we go, not speed. Gio follows us in. So here we go, and this is the battle. We need a good stop from the boys here. They've been good all season. That last one was not so good, 2.5. We need a 2.2. Come on boys, here we go.
Exit now. You'll be
That'll
racing
do.
as you leave the pits. Go, go, go.
2.3 is fine by me. There goes Kubica and Kvyat.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
So right at the back of the pack, both myself and Giovinazzi, but we've got two cars right in front on medium, so let's try and get past a pair of them. Hopefully I can use those two to put some distance between myself and the Alfa Romeo driver as we pick up another corner cut there, I think. No, we did, we got away with that one somehow. Kubica and Kvyat side by side here. We're going to try and join in on the party. We've got DRS. It probably won't happen on this straight, but it might happen after the final corner as Kubica's going to re-challenge Kvyat into the final corner here. Doesn't quite commit to a move, but he's poor. He gets a terrible exit. Now we're going to pick up DRS. And my own teammate's defenceless. He's got good straight line speed though. We're going to go on the outside though. With the extra grip, a little bit of grass on the entry, we run a bit wide as a consequence. So we have to take an adapted line. But we get lots of traction down there on the exit, and that's what I'm talking about.
The turbocharger is on its last legs. Let's try to keep mileage on it to a minimum.
The entire engine is on its last legs, but it's its last race. We're not using the engine again after this. At least not for 3 components, which are going to get replaced. So let's just keep going. We've got DRS on Kvyat here. A little bit wide there, picking up some oversteer. I'm going to give Kubica DRS though, just to keep him in front of Giovinazzi for now. Personal best, 12.1. The leaders are on the pit straight. We're going to get lapped this race for the second time this season. But we're putting the pressure on Kvyat here, so let's try and get past him if we can. I'm not going to pass him just yet. I want to try and save some fuel in the RS if I can. Well, I haven't said that. He's running at a high engine mode because he's definitely pulling away on the straights. Can we get the run on him here? We throw the car in. I'm close, but am I close enough really? No, I'm not. I'm never going to bother challenging that one. He's running at a good pace, so let's just try and stick with him. I'll pass him this time around. I want to charge up the battery and get some fuel on side first. Okay, we're a bit far back. We're going to keep him in British mix as the Mercedes behind approaches. We're going to use the British mix to close in on this straight, get the run through the chicane.
Laps of fuel remaining.
Throw the car in. A little bit of oversteer there, brushing the wall. That was very scary. We're going to commit to this. We're going to go for this one. Down the inside. We're going to leave Kvyat some room, but we're going to take it. There we go. Hopefully now Kvyat will get lapped and lose time. That's what I'll try to pull away. This is my chance to drop him. Okay, so there's our first blue flag warning. It's not something I'm used to, so I'm not really sure when to get out of the way.
Blue flag.
But in my books, if Kvyat doesn't get out of the way, then I don't have to. There you go, Kvyat's going to probably move over now. I think he's realised. Now we're going to try and keep the foot to the floor. Hamilton's made the move. I think it's Hamilton. Kvyat's timed it beautifully. We're going to let Hamilton go here. On the power. Let's not let Kvyat get past. Picking up some oversteer there. Hopefully we can manage to nick Hamilton's DRS onto this next straight. Oh, that's a big screen freeze. That's massive. We do get DRS though, which is important. Here comes Kvyat. We're going to have to turn the engine up. We're on the inside, so we're not under pressure here. There we go. Let's keep going. 2 more laps to go. Poor exit. Picking up some oversteer. Here comes Kvyat. He's at full power. down the inside. I'm running out of fuel in the RS to battle with. We are going to get the switch back, but Kvyat will have the RS again. I've run out of the RS. I'm in the on the last 10%. Last lap of the race. Oh, I'm struggling now. This car feels like trash. Come on. Forget about it. Into the hairpin. We've dropped out of the RS range. I've completely lost the tyres and the car. Let's just hang in there now and not let Giovinazzi pass us. We should be okay. What a tough race. Not really too concerning, that blue flag. Final corner, we lose an end plate in the process, but that's fine. P17, a tough race. Very tough race.
I can't say that I'm happy with how today went, but I'm sure you gave it your best. Better luck next time.
Yet another historic win under their belts. Well done to the team at Mercedes. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
Right, so here we have the final race results as Lewis Hamilton wins the Canadian Grand Prix once again. Charles Leclerc P2, Sebastian Vettel runs off the podium, picking up the extra point with the fast lap of the race. Valtteri Bottas only P4, and then we've got both of the Red Bulls 5th and 6th. Verstappen this time actually managing to finish the race in P5, and then we've got Pierre Gasly P6, Magnussen P7, Raikkonen P8, Lando Norris P9, and Sergio Perez rounding out the top 10, and the points scores with Lance Stroll just missing out. And further down the table, we managed to get P17, and we managed to beat 1 Alfa Romeo, with Kubica finishing in P19 at the back of the pack, and Grosjean the sole retirement of the Grand Prix. In terms of what the race is going to mean though, for the Drivers' Championship, we dropped down to P11 as Raikkonen overtakes both myself and Sergio Perez there for P9, and Hamilton still leads the way, 42 points clear of Leclerc and 62 points clear of Sebastian Vettel and 82 points clear of Valtteri Bottas. In terms of the constructors, we are pushed down to 8th place as Alfa Romeo overtake us for P7, and we get now knocked down one more position there. Renault also should be overtaking us very soon, so we need to keep it up and try and score points sometime soon. The next race though is France, which isn't a good race for us. It's going to be a very tough one for the AI because they are very strong around there, probably their strongest track on the entire calendar. But guys, that is going to be it for this episode of Green Mode, and if you did enjoy it, drop a like on the video and also get subscribed if you are new for daily Formula 1 content, and also turn on notifications to not miss any videos from me. And finally, check out these 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. But other than that guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next one very soon, but until then, it's goodbye from me.